Where to begin? I guess I should say, just to make it obvious, that I do usually pre-write out my video essays and do all my research beforehand and stuff, and I'm not doing it this time. I'm just speaking from the top of the dome. Morning, I guess, like everyone else is. And this is how I'm processing it. The loss of Trevor Moore is something that a lot of us are feeling very deeply right now, and in times like this, it is hard to process grief. It sounds like a big word, grief, for just like a fan. It's nothing compared to what the guys. It's nothing compared to what the family and close friends are going through. But I covered the whitest kids in like my second video that I ever made with the Abraham Lincoln sketch, which is still top five of all time greats. I was gonna get around to doing Trevor Moore exclusively for when I tackled the subject of musical comedy, because as I stand by this as much now as I did before the untimely passing, his albums are underrated classics. High in Church is, it's like a track for track banger. Like everything on that album works. It's really funny. The musical, like the difference in musical styles blend together. The Ballad of Billy John is such a, it's a folk song. It is a timeless folk song that also has the chorus, "Eat a bag of shit, cunt face." It's a funny Trevor Moore song, but it's so somber. It shows that there was something at the core of his work that was a social commentary, a depth of intelligence that was there but wasn't shoved in anyone's face. This was a guy that was trying to say something through his chosen genre, which was comedy. And especially if you look at the Story of Our Times album, sometimes you gotta fuck Moesha's brother, man. I mean, even if we don't realize that is the society that a lot of us, that's where we came from. A lot of us grew up in the 2000s era of fleeting reality TV fame, and it's done a lot of damage. And those of us that grew up in it and were smart enough not to succumb to it can testify to the damage that it's done to the world around us and the society that's coming up behind us. I didn't know what to do after Trevor died. The first thing, I I couldn't watch the sketches straight away, so I went to the music and I put on the Story of Our Times, looking for some kind of message, something that would help me feel more at ease with it. And there's some fucking sad shit on there, man. There's a meteor coming, which is a song in which he says, like, let's all just stop complaining about our problems because one day we're all gonna fucking die. Which, yeah, the song about Nikola Tesla, life isn't fair. Life isn't fair. Sometimes horribly random things happen, and that's just the way it is. I've watched all of Trevor Moore's stuff, including absurdist his absurdist talk show, a lot of podcast interviews I've listened to as well. And what comes up a lot is the idea of the fourth dimension. How fourth dimensionalism, I guess, is what you would call that belief system. Just that, like, how do you, just that time itself as we know it is not as time itself is observed in the rest of the universe. Does that make sense? So, what to us is being born and growing old and then dying is from another perspective in the grand scope of the reaching cosmos, one singular event. And that comes up a few times in some of Trevor Moore's work. If there's any comfort to be had from the work he left behind to the situation that we find ourselves in now, it's that he's part of the same infinite cosmos now. The real challenge came after I got through those albums, though, because my YouTube suggestions list is just full of whitest kid sketches, and the fucking tragedy of this is that every time I watch a YouTube Whitest Kid sketch clip now, it's just going to be tinted with sadness. It's like, this guy died way too soon. There was so much more that could come, and we'll never get to see it now. But, mourning is fucking terrible, isn't it? I knew I had to break the ceiling, get back into it, and start watching and enjoying Whitest Kid sketches again. So where could I start?
Hi, I'm Trevor Moore. Did you know that it's illegal to say I want to kill the President of the United States of America? It's illegal. It's a federal offense. It's one of the only sentences that you're not allowed to say. Now, it was okay for me to say it right then because I was just telling you that it's illegal to say.
Space potatoes. There's so much joy in this, even though Timmy and Darren are so angry. The voice that Trevor does when he's like, it's so annoying. You can tell he's adopted it to be that bit extra annoying for her. Personal favorites also include like Teachers Union is one of those Whitest Kids sketches that isn't as much weird / dirty as it is just it's Pythonish. It's got a dude in a dress, and it's an issue that we can all understand, and it's a subject matter that you can all understand. But Business Sniper is probably, when we talk about all-time greatest Whitest Kids sketches, Business Sniper's got to be up there as well. I really enjoy the sketches where Trevor plays like a kid or someone childlike. There's like a sense that he's having fun with them, like the It's Saturday sketch. It's just a nice uplifting kind of thing. Guess that's what we need now.
Weekend. Yeah! Yeah! It's Saturday! Yeah! Yeah! It's Saturday! It's Saturday!
It speaks to his, acting ability to be able to play childlike characters, straight men, and whatever the hell he's playing in the Mount Everest sketch.
Feels good to be on the top, right?
It's good that there's a legacy. I'm trying to find positives to help me through this, to hopefully help us all through this. There's a legacy, and it's a legacy that even I wasn't aware of. Like, I knew he started in public access when he was 16. I didn't know he was a published cartoonist when he was a kid. That's impressive. He did more in his 41 years of life than most people ever get done. He achieved a lot, man. He achieved so much. There could have been so much more. Like, Miss March is a decent film. It was a young person given that much responsibility to make a film, and then dealing with, like, Fox must have been a nightmare as well. For the restraints that were put on them, that's a really good film. And then just this short video, we've just covered the sketch work, the movie work, the music. There's some stand-up there as well. His story on This Is Not Happening, you find on YouTube, is really good. And I know he made stuff for Nickelodeon. I've never seen any of that, but that ran really long, so he must have, known what he was doing. What a legacy. I've seen a lot of the fandom dealing with the situation with macabre humor. If that's what works for you, great. I'm not at that place yet. The thing that's helping me through, I guess, is just looking at the man's body of work, being inspired by it, being entertained by it still, and knowing that I will always be entertained by it. As late in life as I came to the Whitest Kids, I feel like if I saw that when I was just a little bit younger, like if I saw that when I was a teenager, that would have changed my whole life. I would have gotten so hard into sketch comedy then. But here we are. What else is there to say apart from, let's see if we won't get copyright striked if we let the man say it himself.
From the fourth dimension's POV, we're all literally the same organism because they are outside of time and see us as a connected branching life where we are one with our ancestors and descendants.
This has made me feel a bit better. I hope this quick reflection on Trevor's work has helped you get to a bit of a better place. I know we all mourn in our own way. It's going to be a long process for all. It's going to be a difficult process for all of us. I'm going to miss living in a world where there's possibility of more Whitest Kids sketches. I'm going to miss the possibility of there being new music. I'm going to have to listen to that music now in the sad John Lennon way, man. I'm going to miss the D&D games. I'm going to miss Trevor. That's all I can say. I'm not going to plug any of my stuff. Just in my enforced eternal optimism way, let's hope that at some point the animated movie that the crew were trying to get made happens. So keep an eye out for that. Follow the Reddit board. They seem to be up to date with it all. Let's do what we can, each of us, to make so Trevor's legacy lives on.